For months, astronomers have been watching a silent traveler glide through our solar system. An interstellar visitor unlike anything we've ever seen. Known as 3I, Atlas, it came from beyond the boundaries of the Milky Way, crossing the cold and endless gulf of interstellar space. An object that would first puzzle, then divide, and finally terrify the scientific community. But just as the world prepared to say goodbye to this enigmatic object, something unprecedented happened. As 3I, Atlas moved toward its closest approach to the Sun, telescopes around the world recorded an anomaly so strange that even the most skeptical scientists were left speechless. Its light changed, its structure shifted, and then it did something no natural object has ever been seen doing. Tonight, we'll explore what the James Webb, Hubble, and ground-based observatories just witnessed, and why Avi Loeb himself, one of Harvard's most renowned astrophysicists, says this anomaly could mark the most serious discovery in modern astronomy. Everything began when Spain's 2-meter twin telescope captured 159 exposures of 3I, Atlas as it approached solar conjunction. What those images revealed was nothing short of impossible. A thin jet of material shooting directly toward the Sun. Every comet we've ever studied releases dust and gas that the solar wind pushes away from the star, forming a tail that always points outward. But this one was reversed. A countertail, as if the object were rejecting the Sun's influence rather than succumbing to it. The discovery was quickly confirmed by both the Hubble Space Telescope and Hawaii's Keck Observatory. For a comet, that behavior is physically absurd, the equivalent of seeing smoke flow against the wind, or directly back into a fire. The anomaly didn't just defy expectations. It defied the laws of solar physics. As more data poured in, astronomers realized this was no ordinary cometary body. The mass and gravity readings of 3I, Atlas didn't match. According to its trajectory, the object should have weighed far more than its observed motion suggested. In simple terms, it was moving as if it were lighter than it looked. Even more baffling, it rotated unusually slow, completing one full spin every 16 hours, which under normal conditions would cause structural instability in a typical rock or ice body. Yet, 3I, Atlas remained perfectly intact. Theories began to collapse. Some experts proposed it might be hollow. A shell, possibly metallic, drifting through space. Its nickel and iron content, as measured through spectral analysis, was significantly higher than that of any comet or asteroid in our solar system. Combined with traces of cyanide compounds, this composition suggested something far beyond natural formation. To make sense of the growing chaos, Harvard astrophysicist Avi Loeb and his research team introduced something unprecedented: the OEP scale, or Object of Extraterrestrial Probability. This ranking system classifies interstellar visitors from level 0 to level 10. Level 0 corresponds to fully natural objects, like 2I, Borisov. Level 10 would represent confirmed extraterrestrial technology with global consequences. Loeb placed 3I, Atlas at level 4, describing it as an object with multiple persistent anomalies and no satisfactory natural explanation after extensive analysis. In other words, a 40% chance that its origin might not be natural. That number sent shockwaves through the scientific community. Just as interest reached its peak, 3I, Atlas vanished. Not destroyed, but hidden. As it moved into solar conjunction, the object aligned perfectly with the Sun from Earth's viewpoint, making it invisible to telescopes for several weeks. It was as if the universe had drawn a curtain over the most mysterious performance in modern astronomy. Simulations revealed that once it emerged, it would head straight toward Jupiter's orbital path. The projected trajectory wouldn't cause an impact, but it would bring the object alarmingly close to several probes, including ESA's JUICE mission and NASA's Europa Clipper, both of which might pass through its ion tail. After nearly 6 weeks of silence, The moment the world had been waiting for finally arrived. As 3I Atlas emerged from behind the sun, dozens of telescopes turned their gaze toward the predicted coordinates. But what they saw wasn't what anyone expected. Instead of fading as most comets do after perihelion, 3I Atlas was brighter. Much brighter. Its reflectivity had increased by nearly 400%, reflecting far more sunlight than its surface area could possibly allow. Infrared readings revealed that its temperature hadn't increased. It had stabilized. Something inside it was regulating its heat. Then came the strangest part. The anti-tail that had once pointed toward the sun was gone. In its place was a thin, pulsating beam of faint ultraviolet radiation extending sideways into deep space, steady and rhythmic, like a cosmic heartbeat. The pattern wasn't random. It repeated every 247 seconds, exactly. Within days, data scientists began decoding the ultraviolet pulses. At first, they seemed meaningless. But after filtering, one analyst noticed a striking pattern. The pulses corresponded to prime numbers. The universal signature suggested in SETI research as the simplest way an intelligent civilization might communicate. First 2, then 3, then 5, then 7, then 11. The sequence continued for hours before resetting. The chances of this happening naturally are practically zero. NASA urged caution. Avi Loeb publicly stated, "This is no longer an astronomical event, it is a message." To investigate further, the James Webb Space Telescope was reoriented. What it captured sent shockwaves through every scientific institution. Beneath the object's reflective surface, Webb detected a geometric structure. A lattice-like framework running beneath its crust, composed of repeating hexagonal plates aligned with its rotation. It was not random, not fractured, not natural. Analysis suggested the structure was a highly conductive nickel-titanium alloy with atomic purity higher than anything found in nature. Webb's instruments also revealed controlled polarization shifts, as if the object's outer layer were adjusting itself in real time. This wasn't a rock. It was something built to adapt. On the night of its reappearance, the rhythmic pulses ceased. For 12 full hours, 3I Atlas went dark. Then, at precisely 2:17 Coordinated Universal Time, the object made a sudden, measurable adjustment in its velocity vector. It wasn't deflection. It was course correction. Its trajectory shifted by 0.09 degrees, accelerating at 14 meters per second squared, far beyond any known cometary outgassing. The new route would take it toward the heliopause, as if it were returning home. Before disappearing once more, 3I Atlas emitted one final ultraviolet pulse. A single, sustained beam that lasted exactly 13 minutes and 37 seconds. Its spectrum carried something that changed everything, a faint, encoded signature resembling structured binary information. For days, scientists analyzed that final transmission. It wasn't static. The beam contained structure, a pattern of binary modulations. The data wasn't broadcasting outward. It was reflecting it. A mirror signal, built to respond to the electromagnetic signature of the instruments observing it. In other words, 3I Atlas wasn't just sending, it was listening. When the message was reconstructed visually, what appeared on the screen silenced the entire lab. A three-dimensional fractal structure. Layers of repeating hexagons forming a perfect spiral, identical to the internal lattice the Webb telescope had seen. Within that fractal was an embedded mathematical ratio, 1.618, the golden constant. To some, it looked like a signature. Every time scientists tried to replay the data, the structure changed slightly, as though it were evolving, reacting to their observation. One researcher described it best: "It's as if it knows it's being watched. Soon after, Avi Loeb updated his OEP scale. He gave 3I, Atlas A level 9, one step below confirmed technology. In his report, he wrote, 3I, Atlas demonstrated controlled propulsion, directed emission, and now information symmetry. The odds of this being natural are indistinguishable from zero. Then, on the morning of September 21st, all monitoring stations tracking the fading trajectory detected a simultaneous spike in the cosmic microwave background noise. The faint echo of the Big Bang itself. The signal bore the same frequency ratio as the final pulse. For a fraction of a second, the background of the universe answered. And just like that, it was gone. The object disappeared beyond the heliopause, leaving behind only the data. A code that no one has yet deciphered, but that every scientist agrees was deliberate. 3I, Atlas didn't just visit. It left a mark, a proof that the universe isn't silent, and that the stars may be much more alive than we ever dared to believe. So, if this story made you question what's really out there, don't look away. Subscribe to this channel. We uncover the truths that space agencies won't tell you. Turn on notifications, because when 3I, Atlas, or the next visitor, sends its next signal, you'll want to be here to hear it first.